In fact, you should do the opposite of everything that I just mentioned. So in this video, we are going to be exploring a couple more mistakes that people are making when they start their online business. All right, so if you're ready, let's dive right in. Do you really need 10 to 20 blog posts before you launch a blog? And like I mentioned in the introduction, this is absolutely not true. Okay, now I get the idea of wanting to have that many blog posts because the more posts you have, the more traffic you get people clicking around, staying on your site for a lot longer, and all of that. And that's fine. But the thing is, when you are brand new, it takes time for SEO or social media algorithms to kick in. So it's kind of like launching a brand new space, and you have all of this content, but you think that the moment you kind of open your site, you're going to get a flood of traffic, you're going to get lots and lots of eyeballs. But in most of the cases, this is not going to be happening. All right, often it is kind of just crickets because you launch a site, but people don't know you exist. So rather than spend all of this time and effort in writing for yourself, writing for your platform that no one knows exists as yet, you would rather focus that time and energy on writing or being visible on other people's platforms, people who already have an audience. What this does is, yes, it gives you access to other people's audience, it gets you more visible, but at the same time, it also helps to build your authority and credibility. And this is essential if you want to nurture your audience, because content expert association, people need to know that you are someone they can trust with the topic that you're talking about. They need to associate you with that topic. All this goes into building that know, like, and trust factor with your audience. The problem with writing 10 to 20 posts is not just a matter of crickets, or it's not just a matter of time, but it's also about whether each of those posts is going to be aligned with your vision and aligned with your direction. And this is something that I've heard from so many of my students, and they tell me that they think that they were going in one direction and they wrote all of this content, and then now they realize a couple of months in that, that's not going to work, or that's not the direction that they want to kind of continue on. So what you've done is written all of this content, and then you realize that it's going to be attracting the wrong audience. It's not even aligned with the vision that you have for your business anymore. So rather than waste time into writing content that might kind of end up being obsolete or might end up attracting the wrong audience, okay, just focus on your minimum viable content pieces. Have a look at this diagram, and this is all that you need when you're starting out. Okay, anything else, any extra amount of time that you have, any other content ideas that you have, take those content ideas and pitch them on other podcasts, pitch them on other guest posts or virtual summits, and that time can be used to helping you build credibility and authority. So how important is a homepage? Now, most people think that a homepage is absolutely critical. I mean, I remember so many hours trying to perfect my homepage. And at the end of the day, I realized that it didn't really help me in attracting my audience. Now, don't get me wrong, a homepage is important, but you don't really need to spend so many hours, so much of your time and energy and effort on perfecting that homepage. Because where exactly do people land on your site? Now, if you said homepage, think again. Most people, when they click through on social media or when they hear about you from some other place, maybe someone else shared a post of yours or a video of yours, it is highly unlikely for them to land or to click on your homepage link. They're very likely going to land on probably a piece of content that you've written. You could save so much of time focusing on other areas. Okay, the thing that you should be focusing on is the first 1/3, all right, of your site. So what exactly is this top 1/3? This is the header section of your homepage, which in many themes would translate into all of the pages on your site. In this banner or header section, all right, the very top 1/3 of your site, what I suggest you have is a hero shot of you. So if you're building a personal brand or an expert-based business, if you're building something like that, it is good for readers to know who they are connecting with, who they they are learning from. So having an image of you would be very, very useful to build that know, like, and trust connection with your audience. At the same time, you want to have a very simple who you help statement at the right or at the left of your banner, just right next to your picture, so that people know within 5 seconds if they are in the right space, if you are able to provide them with exactly what they are looking to learn about. Another thing that you can add within this header or banner area in this top 1/3 is a call to action button. What exactly do you want them to do? Do you want them to sign up for a free discovery call? Do you want them to sign up for your lead magnet? Have this call to action button right below your who you help statement. Or you could also have this call to action button right below the header area. So the main thing is for people to take action and for people to know if they are in the right spot within a couple of seconds that they land on your site. So this is so much more effective than focusing and spending hours on your entire homepage, because it's very unlikely that you're going to be able to convert someone from a reader to a subscriber on your homepage. Why? Because a homepage has so many different calls to action, right? It is not one primary call to action that you have on your homepage. And this is very likely to cause people to be distracted, people to click around. When you're just starting out, you want to be attracting traffic, but not just that, you want to be able to convert that traffic to subscribers. And to be able to do that, the top 1/3 in your banner or your header space has to be just right. So what exactly is a tagline? A tagline is that catchy phrase, right? It's some kind of like a directional signage that gives context to your brand. And it's an amazing marketing tool when it's done right. But in most cases, it can go wrong as well. It's very difficult for you to nail down your tagline, especially when you're brand new. And I have seen so many people waste a lot of time trying to get the perfect tagline. Rather than spend that time on a tagline, okay, what you want to be doing is work on that one short descriptive statement about who you are and how you help your audience. That is all that you need right now. All right, see this template over here. You can just plug in the right words, and this is going to serve as your descriptive statement that you can plug into your top 1/3 that I mentioned at the start of this video. You can have this descriptive statement right within your header, right beside your hero headshot, and that is going to give your audience a clear description about what you are, whether you're for them and whether they are in the right space. So a tagline, KIV that for now. You don't need it urgently, and it's not a critical part of your brand when you're starting out. It can be so tempting to ask your audience what they want. I mean, it's just easy, right? Send them an email or pick up a phone call and just ask them what they want. But do they really know what they want? That's a whole other thing. And most of the times I've realized when I've run surveys and stuff like that, your audience doesn't really know what they're looking for. They think they know what they want, but what you're probably doing is kind of leading them in the direction that you are looking for. So rather than force them to discuss solutions that they don't really know exist, it's better to get them talking about their problems and their symptoms. So what is the best way of doing this? Now, most people would say, why not run a survey? But what if you don't have an audience as yet? What if you don't have an existing email list? You're starting from scratch. Then where are you going to find these answers? And the easiest thing to do is to look at a few different platforms. My most favorite are Facebook groups. They are an absolute goldmine of information. And I regularly go into a couple of Facebook groups. And these Facebook groups are where a lot of my target audience are hanging out. And I just go into the search field and I would type in my keywords, okay? And you can use quote marks so that you kind of narrow down the search and then look at the conversations, all right? And kind of take screenshots of those conversations. Copy down the words that they are using because you want to be able to use all of these words back in your copy. And this could be copy for your landing pages, copy for your about page, copy for your website in general. Another place that I love to look at is Udemy. I like to look at the courses that are popular. I also like to look at Amazon. All of these are really good platforms that a lot of people go on to purchase and to look for information. And what this is going to do is to give you a sense of what your audience are consuming, what your audience are looking for, the type of discussions that they're having. Amazon reviews in particular, if you go into them, you're going to be able to pick out what people are looking for, what they found helpful, what they didn't find helpful, and what are the things that they felt they didn't get out of a book of that particular topic. So when you are starting out, these are excellent ways for you to test the viability of a new product, test the viability of a lead magnet, or even if a blog post or a piece of content is going to work in the first place. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest. Do you really need to be on all of these platforms when you are starting out? Do you need to be visible on all of them for you to get those eyeballs? And the thing is, you don't. All right, it is absolutely impossible for you to find the time to be on all of these platforms. And yet, there are people who are encouraging you to be on at least 2 to 3 of these different platforms. Now, the thing is, here's what I suggest. You should pick one main traffic platform. So this could be LinkedIn, this could be Instagram, this could be Pinterest. How you pick that platform really depends on the audience that you are targeting. Okay, each of these different traffic platforms has a slightly different demographic. All right, they have a slightly different audience that is on those platforms, that is hanging out on those platforms. So you want to pick a platform that aligns with the audience that you are targeting, with the niche that you are serving as well. So this main platform is the one that's going to be responsible for bringing that traffic to you, bringing that audience back to your site or back to your main content channel. Okay, and your content channel or your site, wherever you're driving this traffic to, should ideally be optimized and ready to convert these people to subscribers. You want to be able to get them back onto your email list. So focus just on one main traffic platform and ignore the rest. All right, once you have that one main traffic platform, once you are able to get that traffic platform and you're able to optimize whatever you've done with your site, and you're able to convert that audience into subscribers and get that to a consistent number every single day, which means you don't want to be having 1 subscriber today and then you go 0 subscribers for the next 4 days and then you have another 5 subscribers. You don't want to be doing that. Even if it's a small number, you want it to be consistent. And once you have that built up, that is when you will be able to add another traffic source. That is when you can consider adding another traffic source. Okay, before that, don't even think about exploring another traffic platform. Just stick to one main one. So I really hope this video was helpful, and if you were making couple of these mistakes, I hope you get the chance to kind of correct them. I hope this gave you ideas of how you can kind of realign that, reposition your direction after this. All right, there is another video I did that talks about the different stages of your business growth, things that you should be investing in and not, revenue streams that you should be focusing in and not at different stages of your business. If you're interested in that, just click over here for that video. I will leave the link down in the description as well. So if you want to explore more of these concepts, have a look at my book, The Blog Startup, on Amazon.com. I am going to leave a link to that in the description. If you are also looking for some kind of a resource of the different steps that you can take, steal my business building action plan. It is right below. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description as well. So if you like this video, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.